Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Life? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com. Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And what started as a pretty decent day today really turned out to be a windy and cloudy afternoon. And that's all ahead of a storm system that is moving in on us as we take a look at the Wenatchee Valley from our cross cam. And you can see lots of clouds out there now. It was pretty nice at noon, but that will be our trend over the next 24 hours or so. In fact, we have 3 weather features lined up that will affect us here in north central Washington over the next 4 or 5 days. The top of your screen today and tonight, that's that area of low pressure that's bringing in the clouds right now, and that will continue to bring showers into our area tonight and tomorrow. And then at the bottom of your screen, some high pressure will slide in for Thursday and most of Friday, bringing us some sunny conditions and some drier weather before that third weather feature well out in the Pacific that you can see for Saturday and Sunday will move in, and it's packing a pretty good punch. We'll have a good chance for rain both on Saturday night and once again on Sunday. And we'll talk more about your weather details coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. We'll update you tonight regarding a leaking spillway at Priest Rapids Dam, and anglers in north central Washington will have a sturgeon fishery in the Upper Columbia by the end of the month. But first we begin tonight Congressional Congressman Dan Newhouse, and Kathy McMorris Rogers are applauding a House committee today after the passage of legislation that protects the Columbia and Snake River dams. The bipartisan bill asked the Bureau of Reclamation, the Bonneville Power Administration, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to operate the federal Columbia River power system in line with the 2014 biological opinion until 2022. This removes unnecessary federal barriers to water and power resources, that according to House Natural Resources Committee members, while also protecting the environment to ensure dams and fish can coexist. Newhouse, who has been vocal about protecting the dams in the Columbia and Snake Rivers, says the passage of the legislation helps preserve the benefits for dams for central Washington communities and hopes work continues to safeguard resources while investing in fish recovery efforts. With a commitment from the Speaker of the House, the legislation will now head to the floor of the House of Representatives for a full vote in the coming weeks. An update tonight on a story we brought you in late March regarding a leaking spillway at Priest Rapids Dam near Desert Air. Grant County PUD Public Affairs Officer Ryan Holterhoff says this is a non-failure emergency and crews continue to inspect the dam spillway.
First and foremost, I think we just want people to know that everything is safe and stable down there at Priest Rapids Dam. There's no threat to property or people. The dam continues to generate electricity and operations continue as usual. What we've learned through our investigation about the leakage is that the initial analysis shows that there was a disbonded lift joint that appears to be the source of what was causing the leakage. And, just as a reminder, that's happening over in the spillway portion of the dam. And a lift joint is the area between kind of 2 concrete blocks that report at different times. And so we've seen and have learned that at that joint is where some of that water may be coming in that portion of the dam. We're probably still several weeks away. Crews are going to continue. They've gotten about halfway through the spillway with their sampling that they've done and their investigation that they've looked into thus far. So we're still several weeks away of them continuing that. At that point in time, they'll come back with recommendations about what the next steps should be and what makes sense.
Holterhoff also says the PUD has reduced the reservoir level behind the dam by about 3 feet, which is still within the normal operating range while the inspection work continues. Anglers in north central Washington will have a sturgeon fishery in the Upper Columbia by the end of the month. The The Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife announced the opening April 29th in the Wanapum and Priest Rapids reservoirs. This is the third opening of the fishery in the Upper Columbia River, that according to Chad Jackson, Regional Fish Manager for Fish and Wildlife. Between April 29th and September 1st, anglers will be allowed to retain 2 hatchery sturgeon daily that are between 38 and 72 inches long. The opening is in the Wanapum and Priest Rapids reservoirs. Anglers are advised to be sure to check the regulations pamphlet about specifics to the fisheries and closures around Wanapum, Rock Island, and Priest Rapids dams. Fishermen looking to reel in big king or silver salmon this spring and summer may be out of luck. The Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife says it has worked with tribal co-managers and the Pacific Fishery Management Council on setting seasons for Chinook and coho salmon. Because of unexpected low returns along coastal waters, Puget Sound, as well as the Columbia River and its tributaries, state and tribal fishery managers will limit opportunities. The fishing magician Dave Grable, who is also a Department of Fish and Wildlife Commissioner in Washington, said this goes back to an extreme low and warm water year in 2015 that coincided with a blob off the coast.
It wasn't just off the coast like in Westport. This was huge. This was in the area where many of our species traditionally fed. They found nothing. So we had just millions of smolt die as a result of that. With salmon, that's a 3 to 5 year cycle. With steelhead, maybe a 2-year cycle. But we've been waiting to see if those ocean conditions have recovered to the point where we're seeing a rebound.
As a result, only 25% of the expected coho run returned in 2015. Salmon and steelhead numbers have suffered since, and managers anticipate low numbers of returning coho and Chinook again in 2018. Grable says those in the business of catching fish here in the Upper Columbia are greatly affected. Specifics.
Roughly in a typical year, those fisheries mean about $3 million to our local economies. And that's just here in the Wenatchee Valley. It's another thing, and the dollars go a lot further in Pateros and Brewster and those smaller communities. Absolutely. It has more than just recreational impact. It has serious economic impact.
Specifics on the salmon fisheries in Washington will be coming out in the Department of Fish and Wildlife Sports Fishing Rules pamphlet. That's coming out in late June. Those wanting more information now can go online to wdfw.wa.gov. Coming up next, after proposing expanded service a few weeks ago, Link Transit has now decided to keep the existing schedules primarily intact. And a new law firm is opened right here in Wenatchee. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
It turns out some people are more likely to do well at charter college and succeed in a new career. So, what's this charter type? Charter types are go-getters. Charter types follow through. Charter types love a challenge. If you're a hard worker looking for a fast path to a better career, you're just our type. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CBCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CBCH respects that.
I grew up with an addicted father. I became an addict myself, so we lost everything. We were homeless, so we found ourselves in a tent. That changed everything for me. The Work First program got me in touch with Goodwill. I could partner with Goodwill and get on-the-job training and get paid for it. It was the best decision that I've ever made. They didn't care that I had a background. They saw something inside of me. When people donate to Goodwill, they're actually helping fund these programs that I was involved in. I owe everything to Goodwill. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Welcome back. In another news, because of extensive public comment about proposed changes made in March to some bus routes, Link Transit has now decided to keep the existing schedules primarily intact. Link Transit Communications Coordinator Eric West says even though the expanded service proposal has been revised, there still are proposed changes to consider.
Put that proposal back out in March. We gave people, an opportunity to comment on it, and the majority of the comments came back as not supporting or not in favor of making the changes we were proposing, primarily because it impacted the times that they were traveling on the bus, either to work or school or what have you. So obviously having people's schedules all thrown helter-skelter is not something people wanted, so we went back to the drawing board and basically are proposing that the routes that are running currently will not change. There's going to be a few additional trips on the Route 21 to Chelan, but the existing schedule is going to remain really almost 100% intact. The stuff that we proposed for later evening service here in the Wenatchee area actually was supported overwhelmingly. I don't believe we got any negative comments on that. So that's something that we're moving ahead with as proposed. It's primarily the stuff coming from Leavenworth and Chelan that got people all riled up. So that kind of got rethought, and basically no widespread changes. Like I said, just some additional trips on the Route 21 to Chelan.
West adds that the later service will improve access to transit for those who work non-traditional work shifts or who wish to use transit for other purposes. The Link Board of Directors will make the final decision on these changes at their regular meeting on Tuesday, April 17th at 3 p.m. The City of Wenatchee Community Development Department is seeking artists or art teams interested in designing and installing a circular mosaic piece in a beautification project for the Gateway at the east end of Stevens Street where it meets Mission Street. The public art project is designed to provide a neighborhood identity and multicultural representation. The project is fast-tracked and would need to be completed by October of 2018. Project budget of $1,500 covers labor and materials. Foundation and mosaic location will be in place at the site by September of this year. The Stevens Mission Mosaic Project is a component of the larger Stevens Mission Gateway that will be constructed in the spring and summer of this year. Contact City Hall for more information. Well, a new law firm is opened in Wenatchee. Ruth Esparza is a litigation attorney with over 12 years experience in practicing law in the Wenatchee area, and she'll be opening her own law practice. Ruth is also a City of Wenatchee Council member. Esparza attended Wenatchee Valley College and graduated from Gonzaga University with a political science degree in 2002. At Gonzaga University School of Law, Esparza earned a Juris Doctorate degree in 2005. Esparza is also a guardian ad litem for the state of Washington. Esparza Law PLLC will be focusing on general civil litigation, including family law, landlord and tenant law, wills and estates, contracts, and personal injury and immigration. The annual Walk MS event returns to Walla Walla Point Park this Saturday afternoon. On a recent visit to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, organizer Pat Quinn Williams gave us all the details.
It's April 14th down at Walla Walla Park at the shelter closest to the playground toys. You'll notice that the Arbor Day is there again. We can't get away from Arbor Day. They have it every single time that we have it, but we're away from the marathon this year. So I want to tell people, okay, if your excuse was you couldn't be here because of the marathon, you don't have that excuse this year. So I'm hoping to see you there. We have a 1, 2, and this year we've changed to a 3-mile walk. So it'll be on the trail. They have healthy snacks, and then our favorite sponsors, Abby's, are there. They've been there since day one.
Yep. Bring in the pizzas.
So they'll bring their pizzas. Weinstein Beverage gives us some water and pop. Crunch Pack, applets and cotlets, and Treetop with their juice. So we do have, those are kind of our go-to sponsors every year. Confluence Health is, starting to step up a little more for us. Thank you. But the important thing is that a lot of the money stays in the valley, where a lot of different charities, the money goes to the big-time organizations back east. A lot of it stays here for people that need help. They may need some equipment. They may need to get into a program or something, help with drug companies. And so we're real proud of that. And because the Inland Northwest has such a high endemic of for the MS, our research is probably the top in the country.
Participants can register as individuals or teams by visiting walkms.org. The walk begins at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
Lake Chelan Mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community. Come see us at the Plaza in Lake Chelan.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a happy hump day. We featured a doubleheader of sports live on the NCW Life channel yesterday, beginning with baseball, ending with soccer. First to Recreation Park we go, where the Wenatchee Panthers hosted Eisenhower, and all the scoring came in the first inning. Cadets scored a run in the top of the first, and the Panthers answered in the bottom half of the inning, made it hold up. 3-1 victory, the final. I had the call here on the NCW Life channel.
So this is the real first test of the season. This pitch swung on and chopped slowly towards second. That's going to score a run. Down to field it is Rubash, and he'll toss over to Files in time for the out. So 4-3 on the putouts and give an RBI to Epperson as McDonald comes home to score on the play. And Eisenhower up 1-0. The pitch to the plate is in the dirt outside. The runner from second going for third dives in. The ball gets past the third baseman down the left field line. Getting up on his feet, TJ Shooting will come home and score. On the throwing air down to third base, we're tied at 1. Thanks to Coach Jeff Zender for joining us before the ball game. This pitch swung on the ground and through the gap for a base hit. That's going to score one at least. Rounding second, heading for home. Here comes the throw home. It's going to be late and in safely. Sliding is Colton Dial. The Wenatchee Panthers now lead Eisenhower 3-1. 2-2 the count to Epperson. Byers relieving in the fifth. Pitch swung on, chopped towards shortstop. On the ball is Thomas. The throw to first in time. They got him and get out of the inning. 6-3 on the putout. The final out occurs. One down here in the sixth. The pitch swung on and hits right towards the second baseman. They'll flip it to second for one. Relay to first in time. And just like that, a twin killing the doctor ordered. 4-6-3 on the double play, and that'll do it here in the sixth for Eisenhower. Byers comes set. The pitch to the plate, swung on and chopped slowly towards the third baseman, fielding it and throwing it and getting the out is Colton Dial. So a nice job by Wenatchee, and the Panthers will come away here victorious.
Yeah, 3-1 the final. Wenatchee improves to 7-0 in Big 9 play on the season. Also on the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard yesterday in baseball, Chelan 10-run Warden and Kashmir blasted Cascade. Turning to softball on the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from yesterday, it was not a football score, even though it looks like it. Wenatchee down Eisenhower 20-15. Cascade 10-run Kashmir. And in Soap Lake, no trouble with Manson, 20-1 the final. Wenatchee Panthers looking to exact some revenge for an earlier road loss at Sunnyside last night in the Apple Bowl, hosting the Grizzlies in a Big Nine soccer match. The physical contest went scoreless the first 40 minutes and for much of the second half before the visitors fought back and found the back of the net. Sebastian Moraga, Matt Wiesen had the call here on the NCW Live channel.
Tramberg, Slife, back to Slife. Celebrezzi, good touch for Viramontes. Viramontes, left foot. And Mr. Palma watches it dance past his left upright. Off to the races now. Negrete. Negrete asking for it is Frausto. Negrete, right foot. Bounces off a defender. Negrete tries again, leaves the goalkeeper behind, and he runs out of room. 5 on the wall for Sunnyside. The shot and the stop by Palma, and almost sneaks past his legs. Desperately looking to shake off a very pesky, very determined, very gritty Sunnyside squad. There's Navarrete with the shot from about 16, maybe 13 yards out that goes dancing past the upright. First corner kick of the second half for Sunnyside. Long kick upfield, the head, goal for Sunnyside, number 13, German Romo Piñon. Unreachable header, beautifully put, I would say.
Yeah, great finish on that. Wenatchee lacking defenders on the back post. To my count, we had 1 defender to 2 attackers, and good finish. And that was an in-swinging ball, and usually those in-swinging balls don't land where they did. They usually a lot closer in. So, yeah. Well done, Sunnyside. Wenatchee, I'm bringing an extra attacker into this thing here.
Viramontes, and it dances past the upright.
You got to give your players a chance to make a play on that ball. You can't miss wide on that one. Put it in front, let somebody touch it, even if it's the goalkeeper, but you got to keep it in play and get that out and show them and write it down. And extra time is usually not added for cards.
And there's the whistle that indicates that Sunnyside has upset the Wenatchee Panthers here at the Apple Bowl by a score of 1-0.
So the win would give Sunnyside taking over third place in the Big Nine standings. Wenatchee falls back to fourth. As we go to the Les Schwab Prep School Board once again in prep soccer yesterday, Manson doubled up on Tenasket 4-2. Chelan edged Okanagan 2-1, and Cascade came up with a 5-0 shutout of Omak. Congratulations to Cross Knoll of Kashmir High School, selected the WIAA Athlete of the Week, leading the Bulldogs baseball team to 3 non-league victories last week. Get this, he was 8 for 11, 5 doubles, 7 ribbies, including a game-winning walk-off 2-run single in Kashmir's come-from-behind win against Cheney at Avista Stadium. Finally, Kyle Seeger's 2-run home run broke a 2-2 tie in the 8th, as the Mariners held on to beat Kansas City today 4-2 at Kauffman Field. Seager drove in 3 of Seattle's 4 runs on the afternoon, got a quality start from the big lefty James Paxton, going 6 innings, allowing 2 runs on 6 hits, struck out 10. Juan Nicasio worked the 8th for his first win. Edwin Diaz shut down the Royals in the 9th for his 4th save. Seattle finishes the road trip 4-3. They've got a day off tomorrow before beginning a 3-game series with Oakland Friday night at Safeco Field. That's Sports News. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. The 99th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival begins 2 weeks from tomorrow. On this morning's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with Dan Kuntz, Festival Administrator Darcy Christofferson encouraged all festival goers to download the festival app on their smartphones to help them navigate through all the events.
This is my phone, my iPhone, and right here I push this little button and up comes
there it is.
Yay! The app.
Your lifeline. That's your lifeline for the festival.
This is the best tool. Absolutely the best tool.
It really is.
What's going on? Where do I want to go? When do I need to be there? Oh, they've changed this or they moved that. It's all here.
Everything.
Thanks to our friends, thanks to Andy and the crew at Crunch Pack.
Yes, we so appreciate that. And it literally will be updated, daily. Mm-hmm. Right now it's totally updated as far as currently. We'll have the parade lineups on there once we get them all finalized. But that is really what you want to do, is have that app and live by that app. We'll have traffic information on there. Yeah, and quick ways of getting around during the Saturday of the Grand Parade, because we do have Tour de Bloom. And the street that I'm kind of telling everybody to focus on getting on is Miller. Because once the parade's over, you know that all the side streets open back up. The streets that remain closed is Chelan and Mission, not Chelan, I'm sorry, Mission and the Avenue for the Tour de Bloom. So if you just focus on getting on Miller, you can get back to East Wenatchee, you can go to East Wenatchee, you can come down to Memorial Park for the beer garden. So we're just trying to emphasize, get to Miller. Get to Miller and you're golden to get anywhere you want to go for the festival.
We'll be back with a complete look at your local weather forecast right after this.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on fresh. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means just chopped vegetables. Cheese grated by us daily. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, 'cause you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your home bake an XL NY pizza, topped with giant pepperoni and ground sausage on an extra large foldable New York style crust. Just $8.99. Papa Murphy's, love at 425 degrees.
Lake Wenatchee YMCA camp programs focus on our 4 core values of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. Make this summer's memories last a lifetime. Pick your theme week today with a wide variety of safe and engaging activities. Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp is the ultimate summer fun in the sun camp for children, teens, and families. Reserve your child's week today.
Is this really what we're gonna do on our girls' night out?
We should go to Club Crow. The bar and grill in Kashmir? Yeah, let's go.
Looking for a fun-filled, friendly hometown atmosphere? Club Crow Bar and Grill in Kashmir is the place to be. Hi, this is Justin. Here at Club Crow, we have full bar and restaurant, live music, a dance floor, pool tables, pull tabs, and live jam sessions the first Sunday of every month. Club Crow in Kashmir, the coolest place in town.
Welcome back, and time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Before we get to those details, let's take a look outside our weather window quickly. And once again, clouds are rolling in and the winds really picked up at least early this afternoon. Steady winds around 20 to 25 miles in some locations, with showers now falling around North Central Washington. What we're seeing is a low pressure weather system that moved in late this afternoon and brought some windy conditions with it. Rain has also developed, as I mentioned, across parts of our area. This is a very dynamic frontal system which could bring light to moderate snowfall, with heavy accumulations expected in the mountains, maybe up to 8 inches of new snow. Travel on mountain passes over the next 24 hours could be hazardous, so be careful if you are traveling that way. We have a 40% chance of showers developing late today and a 40% chance as well tonight. A weak area of high pressure then moves over the inland northwest on Thursday, ushering in sunny skies and dry conditions, well, at least for one day. Periods of showers return Friday and into Saturday, with another wet weather front bringing valley rain and mountain snow also possible on Sunday. There's a 40% chance of rain Saturday night and a 50% chance on Sunday. Temperatures will remain generally cooler than normal through the next week and into the weekend before a stronger area of high pressure moves our way by the first part of next week. Let's take a look at that forecast now. 36 the overnight low tonight, 55 tomorrow with sunshine. It will be breezy too, probably our last day of sun for about the next 3 or 4 days. A cloudy and rainy weekend is on tap for us with a 40% chance Saturday, 50% Sunday, and then we'll warm back up by next Tuesday with sunshine to around 58 degrees. And just a reminder, if you have a video of the day you'd like to see on the NCW Life Evening News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.